Time now to take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Start with the Daily Graphic. And on the front page, media must cease excessive politicization. GJA on Press Freedom Day. So that was yesterday. Comes with a photograph of Mrs. Gifty Afenyi-Dazi, who is a former president of the Ghana Journalists Association. Also on the front page, ensuring peace for accelerated development are concerned. This is from the president. More women unemployed than men, Statistical Service says so. And MMDC is in acting capacity lawful. Supreme Court dismisses Dafiamepo's suit.
All right. So I have the Ghanaian Times here, and it says here, at the World Press Freedom Day celebration, express opinion on matters fearlessly, Justice Ajay charges journalists. More than 900 Ghanaians die from prostate cancer annually. This is from the Tosig Cancer Institute. It has a picture of Professor Alexa J there. Now, that's a very serious situation. 900 annually. It smacks of our lack of, preventive awareness.
Yeah.
In
because
because it's
you
so
shouldn't
preventable.
die from
you shouldn't
prostate
die
cancer.
from prostate cancer.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so preventable.
So it means we should do more education.
Yeah, more education, and then again, there's this thing, and something that Dr. Kelvin always talks about, how that men in particular do not like hospitals because there's somehow a cultural mindset that the hospital is a presentation of weakness.
Yeah.
So it's only when you are at your last that you can't do anything at all that you go to the hospital.
No,
but at that point, it's almost too late.
The situation can be salvaged.
Yeah, so it's important. We need to go and get checkups. You don't, the fact you're getting checkup doesn't mean there's something wrong.
Exactly.
Just get checked, Government celebrates media, urges greater focus on economic rights. Kojopo and Nkrumah there. Story building collapse. In Adenta, killing one person, injuring 3 people. That story we covered extensively yesterday. All right.
Now, moving on to the Chronicle. Methodist Church wants free SHS reviewed. National Cathedral Dex Okujeto. Did you watch Point of View
yesterday? I did.
Yesterday's Point of View. Even before the program started, I psyched myself that I'm going to watch this episode like I'm at the movie house, with drinks, and because I don't want to miss, not even the senses. They're just nice.
Yeah, no, it was very interesting.
Serious issues coming up, right?
Yeah. And he says that there are 5 points that he has brought out, so it's just the beginning.
No,
there's more to
the trailer of the movie.
This is the trailer.
So yesterday when he said that, this is the first 2 parts, it's like 7 parts. And I said, Charlie, Dad, Honorable, come and pay money at Citi TV, so that we can serialize it properly, you understand? Because this reality show is big. So can't pay more to promote than do the reality show. No, you understand? That'd be it. No, we're still on the front page of the Chronicle. Dr. Bano has not been indicted in U.S. World Press Freedom Day. That's Kojopo Nkrumah advises journalists to promote economic rights. Not a scripture for the day, Psalm 32, verse 8. I will instruct you and teach you in the way which you should go. I will counsel you with my eye up upon something. I can't see the rest.
Yeah, the last part there. Okay.
So, I mean, if you want the full text, just go and read Psalm 32, verse 8.
Yeah, that's right. All right, the Business Finder is here. And on the front page, it says, Ghana bags $3.5 billion from non-traditional exports in 2022. It has a photo there of Dr. Ifya Asabiasari, who is the CEO of GEPA. EcoBank launches double salary promo reloaded. And Newmont, Africa's reliable development partner. Newmont is Africa's reliable development partner. Those are the stories on the front page of the Business Finder.
Right now, the anchor. Deputy Finance Minister rejects Baumia. More ministers, CEOs, appointees, others to join Allen. But if she goes for the work, it doesn't mean she is rejecting.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just put out our headlines just to
titillate the masses.
Rejected, but why did you say that supports Allen?
Yeah, exactly. Why reject biography?
Why reject biography?
Yeah, so it's supposed to trigger you to go and read.
Why do you? In the judicial service boils over salaries, workers to lay down tools. 1.76 million Ghanaians jobless. This is coming from the Ghana Statistical Service.
Wow.
2 out of every 3 unemployed were females. Very unfortunate, yes. So you can imagine the percentage of women who are unemployed. Yeah. Spousal killings on the rise. 3 women murdered in 2 weeks. Now, this is very concerning and very worrying. You know, the rate at which now people just feel they can take each other's lives and all that based on emotions and, I mean, infidelity issues and all that. Look, the worst that can happen is let the person go. Break up whatever it is. But killing, nah.
You know, I ask this question that, is it that it's on the increase? And what are the causes? What are the stresses in the system that's making this? Or is it that the exposure of the crimes are actually more, you know, now?
Pronounced now.
Yeah, more pronounced now than ever before. So we are actually getting to hear and see them.
Because what I think is, I mean, these are not things that would happen and you say nobody will hear about it. Maybe years ago, without social media and internet, maybe it will take time for us to get it mainstream media, but I think it's increasing because there are people are angry. There's too much pressure in the system, and you know people aren't patient anymore. They don't even want to know what the details are. People are being very emotional about things and all. And once these things are happening, we'll hear about them. So really, I think we need to pay attention to some of these things. You know, too much pressure.
Right. My final paper here is the New Crusading Guide, and it says here, jail Ato Asian for non-payment of money to state. This is coming from the AG. Baumia confirms ambition to contest MPP presidential primaries. GEPA reports 6% growth in non-traditional export earnings. We also have YE and NIC launch new model to train, employ 6,000 youth as insurance agents. Then we also have don't impose a side do on us, Sichikrum Royals Caution Assembly. And those are the headlines on the front page of the New Crusading Guide.
Now, quickly taking a look at citynewsroom.com. Committee tasked to improve service at 37 military hospital to avoid lawsuits. GSS data on 1.76 million unemployed persons alarming. This is coming from an economist. Sentencing of Aisha 1 deferred. Prosecution closes case. I'm not done yet. There's a quote coming from Ablakwa, who is vowing to drop more bombshells on National Cathedral. National Cathedral Secretariat replies Ablakwa over U.S. registration claims.
Yeah. Well, I think their reply was interesting. You know, and again, let's be fair about all of this. There's always 2 sides to something, so it's always important to hear both sides, you know, and then it puts things in perspective, and you know whether, you know, definitely some things, there are a lot of questions that have to be answered, definitely. That's for that one, is for sure. Galamsey Queen Aisha 1 convicted. 2/3 of Ghana's unemployed population are women. This is a very, very serious situation, because again, it brings to mind, you know, the role of women within the society, within the family unit, within the larger community, within the society. And so if they don't have capacity to earn,
of course,
that's a problem.
It is a problem.
That's a problem, you know. Anyway, so we will go for sports now. Don't go anywhere. Sports is next. Now, in sports today, we're going to be talking about amputee football. We're talking about some story from PSG, very interesting one there, and Premier League on Citi, which is always very exciting for myself and Frema equally. So, the president of the Africa Paralympic Committee, Samson Dean, has expressed his delight at the ban lifted on Ghana's participation in all amputee football activities by the World Amputee Football Association. Now, with Ghana being the current African amputee football champions since 2021, the team's inclusion in the global arena will further strengthen the country's presence in the world of Paralympic sports. Now, speaking to Citi Sports in an exclusive interview, Samson Dean says the news is great for the amputee football fraternity in Ghana, and it will commence programs to prepare a formidable team for the upcoming Accra 2023 Pan-African Para Games slated for September. Now, PSG stories there. Argentinian captain Lionel Messi has been suspended by Paris Saint-Germain for 2 weeks after traveling to Saudi Arabia without the club's permission this week. The trip followed the French club's home defeat by Lorient on Sunday, in which Messi played the full 90 minutes. Now, Messi will not train during the period of his suspension. It is understood the 35-year-old asked permission to make the journey to carry out commercial work, but was refused. The suspension has fueled reports that Messi will be leaving the club at the end of the current season. Now, this particular story, Freba, I just want to take your thoughts on the ability of people, clubs like this, to discipline, members of the club. I think that somebody like Messi is such an iconic character that it can easily be afraid of him.
Yeah.
And so when I see this kind of thing, it makes me very happy.
Yeah,
because I don't know what the whole backstory, whatever, he was asked permission, he had to go and do something, it was refused, whatever. For me, the important piece of all of this is that it was a move of insubordination.
Yeah.
And it's been punished.
It's simple and short.
Yeah, and I like it.
Yeah, straight
I
up.
like such things.
Yeah, because, when you belong to a group,
yeah,
regardless of how huge your personality is, you are still guided by the
larger
rules
group
of engagement,
Yeah.
And so if you need to move, because, if anything happens, it comes back to them.
To them, yeah.
So if they tell you can't move and you go, I'm sure embarking on this journey, you knew that it was going to be problems.
Yeah.
And so Messi himself would have been even surprised if nothing was done.
Yeah.
Because you were told, don't do it.
Yeah.
And you flouted. And you know that it has to come
consequences
with
will come.
Exactly. So if nothing happened, I'm sure he himself will be surprised.
Anyway, we have Premier League on City stories here. This one says Manchester City went back to the top of the Premier League table with a 3-0 win at home to West Ham on Wednesday. Now, I don't know if West Ham were hoping to not let that happen. What happened, but yeah. After a goalless first half, Man City took the lead through a Nathan Ake header on 50 minutes. Erling Haaland made it 2-0 on the 70th minute with his record-breaking 35th league goal of the season, and Phil Foden completed the scoring in the 85th minute. Now, the result sent Man City back to the top of the league on 79 points, 1 point ahead of Arsenal, with a game still in hand. The other game played on Wednesday, Liverpool beat Fulham 1-0 at Anfield, thanks to a Mo Salah penalty. On Thursday, Brighton will host Man United at 7 p.m. and Man United better win. Otherwise, we're coming for your spot. That's all I can say. Yeah, we're coming for you. You better win. And these days, Brighton, they're not easy to push over, so all the best to you. Anyway, that's it for sports.
Oh, that's it for sports, eh?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Haaland has done the unthinkable.
Yeah, no, Haaland.
You don't want to sleep on it?
No, Haaland is something. Haaland is something also.
Charlie, 22.
No, Haaland is something also. He's not yet in his prime.
No.
And so if he doesn't have any injury problems, by
25,
26, hey, I don't know what this guy will be doing.
Charlie, yesterday, so when I was watching the game, I was watching with Basan, and I was like, who is Haaland's mother? Where is his mother? Do you get it?
And his father was also a prolific footballer.
And his father was there.
Yeah.
His father came to watch him.
Yeah, so to see this is just beautiful. You can't hate this. I mean, it's just beautiful. Yeah.
Hating? At this point, really, who cares?